Crazy Krause here again, doing anatomy of the respiratory system, which is all about breathing, ventilation, gas exchange, getting oxygen into the bloodstream, getting carbon dioxide out of the bloodstream. Focus on those kind of foundational concepts. Understand the basic concepts, and it makes it so much more efficient, gives you a framework of conceptual understanding that you can start to add details to and build on that foundation. Respiratory system starts with the nares and or the mouth and oral cavity, because we can breathe through our nose or through our mouth. And there are actually two divisions, surprise, rule of two, for the respiratory system. On the flow chart, figure 12.1 on page 154, first edition is super simple. Respiratory system has structural organization, functional organization. Like the nervous system had structural organization and functional organization. Pretty typical for lots of systems to be divided like that. Structural organization is upper respiratory tract above the larynx, and lower respiratory tract below the larynx. And you'll see those terms, particularly URI, upper respiratory tract infection, used clinically. And then the functional organization is there's a conducting zone, called a conducting zone because it conducts, it not like an orchestra, but conducts air in and out. So there's a conducting zone, and then there's a respiratory zone. And you need to know the conducting zone and respiratory zone need to be able to, what I call, run the entire respiratory tract. Page 156 is what you need to be able to do from memory. Nares or nostrils, nasal cavity, nasopharynx, oral pharynx, laryngeal pharynx, larynx, trachea, left and right primary main stem bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, terminal bronchioles, that's the end of the conducting zone, that's why they're terminal bronchioles, and the respiratory zone, respiratory bronchioles, alveolar ducts, and alveolar sacs. There's also a change in the epithelium as you go through the conducting zone and into the respiratory zone that you need to be aware of. Most of the trachea and the main stem bronchi and the larger bronchial tubes are lined by pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium with goblet cells, which are shaped, designed the way it's designed to fulfill a particular function, that is, protect and clean the lungs. And then as the tubes get smaller, that epithelial lining evolves into a simple columnar epithelium, then a simple cuboidal epithelium, and in the respiratory zone, particularly out in the alveolar sacs, it's simple squamous epithelium. Need to know the muscles of respiration. A major one is diaphragm. You know that's skeletal muscle because you have voluntary control over it. If you understand the concept, you minimize or eliminate the need to memorize. Internal intercostals are also involved in expiration, particularly forced expiration. External intercostals in forced inspiration. The scalene muscles in the neck can be involved, and in extreme forced expiration, where you might be bending over, the abdominal muscles, like the rectus abdominis, come into play. So that's the anatomy of the respiratory system. I'll see you next time for anatomy of the digestive system. Until then, Krause out. Be well. Stay healthy.